Hey everybody, it is the time for the Thursday night 3DH. We have a special night tonight. We are playing with God decks created by yours truly. And not only are they God decks, but it is a battle of the MTG Pantheons. Each God is from a different Pantheon. We have, fighting in our first match, the Scarab God. We have Perforos Bronze-Blooded, representing Theros. We have Krufix, God of Horizons. And we have Oketra. God Eternal one, not the
yes. Specifically
the one corrupted by Bolus, because Bolus, awesome, right?
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Spoilers, huh?
Yeah, I think if you haven't heard that one yet, you need to go read some Vorthos.
It's 2 years old, but
yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's old enough.
We're fine with that.
Out of standard, so.
But, tonight Phyrexian just built all the decks, and he gets to stand on the sideline and watch these 3DH decks fight it out. For those of you who don't realize what 3DH is yet, 3DH is our 3-ticket format we play. We're currently in Season 9, but about to go into Season 10. Season 10 is right on the cusp of starting. So this is our last stream of Season 9, and we're kicking it off with a bang, where I built these 5 God decks for everybody to play. But all the decks are still just 3 ticks, of course. And we have lots of content that we've been doing lately on Praetor Gaming. Mr. Seth DM Cross here has done some, Alchemist Refuge. He also had a good interview with... Oh,
Benny
God.
Smith.
Seth, save me. Save me.
Benny Smith.
Benny Smith, sorry. Yes, with Benny Smith. Can't believe I blinked on the name. This is the problem doing intros live. But
he wrote the book on our format.
I know. That's why I can't believe it. I'm so embarrassed. But anyway, so that is up on the YouTubes. Go watch that at youtube.com/PraetorGaming. If you want to find us on Facebook or Instagram, it's Facebook or Instagram.com/PraetorGaming1. And Twitch and Twitter are Praetor_gaming. So hit us up on all those contents. And if you want to find the Discord, the link will be in the description below. So tonight we have our players playing these wonderful God decks that I built, and I just get to sit here and watch them tear each other apart. It's going to be amazing. So if you give us just a second, we'll go ahead and get hands and things and get back to the game. We've got the hands and things, and we are ready to play. So here we go. Aethes, starting us off, is playing God Eternal Oketra. So Aethes, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing pretty good. I've taken a couple looks at this deck. It looks pretty fun. A lot of mono white hate stuff, a lot of mono white bounce stuff, a lot of ETBs, all the stuff you'd expect from an Oketra deck. But still with that special Phyrexian spice.
Pretty good start with Weathered Wayfarer right there. Pretty good start. Unfortunately, for some reason, MTGO has decided to show where I can't show the commanders, so... But God Eternal Oketra is, 5 mana. It is 4/6 with double strike, right? Or 3/6?
Yeah, 3/6.
3/6 with double strike. Yeah. And if it would die, instead it goes third from the top of your library. And then also, whenever you cast a creature spell, you get to create a 4/4 zombie with vigilance, correct?
Yep.
There we go.
Very
gotta have these commanders memorized when I build the decks, right? Gray Cloud with a strong command tower start. What are you playing tonight?
I am on the Scarab God, probably my favorite of the Amonkhet gods. Well, I can't say favorite because I have a very deep love for the Locust God, but it's that Demir good stuff.
Yes, Peakinter. Everyone is playing gods. I made all the decks, and it is a battle of the pantheons. They're all gods from different pantheons of Magic. So they're all battling it out. So yes, the Scarab God, of course, is, the 3 blue and black, and they are the Scarab God is able to, when it dies, return to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. So comes back to hand at the beginning of the next end step. And then it also has that little activate ability thing, you know, where it can reanimate a creature and make it a 4 or 5 black zombie. And then the whole scry thing too, where it scries based on the number of zombies, and some opponents lose some things. And I mean, it's a pretty decent god. Okay, Mr. Seth, back on stream again. Look at you. I'm so proud. What are you playing tonight, Seth?
I don't know. Peripherals bronze blooded. It's ironically the only of the 5 gods that were available. It was the only one that I had not played previously.
Wow.
So this one is 4 red for 7/6 indestructible as long as your devotion to red is less than 5. He's not a creature. Other creatures you control have haste. And then he's got a sneak attack ability on him. For 2 in a red, you may put a red creature card or an artifact creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next instant. So.
Very good.
No, it's not even that strong. So
yeah, just sneak attack. Who needs? I mean, sneak attack's only 1 red, so come on, right?
I mean,
Yeah, definitely not comparable.
All right.
It's only like good and modern, right?
Yeah. Okay, Orion, man, what do you got tonight for us? Ryan?
You want to talk to you?
Ryan doesn't want to talk to me. Well, I'll tell you what Orion has. Orion has Krufix, God of
Sorry.
Horizons. Oh, are you here, Ryan?
My bad. I was on mute and I didn't realize I was on mute.
Ooh, that mute. Got him.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
Exactly like you said. I'm playing Krufix, God of Horizons. 4/7 indestructible, no max hand size, and any unspent mana becomes colorless and stays in my mana pool.
Ooh, spicy. So you just gonna be doing Simic things, huh?
You know me.
Look at that Thalia already getting in. Sending a message to Orion.
Very rude.
Oh, I don't know if all the decks have this card, but a lot of them do. I think it's a pretty good card for most commander decks. This Bonder's Enclave. It's 3 tap, draw a card, activate this ability only if you control a creature with power 4 or greater. Pretty strong, I think.
I know it's in my deck because I remember seeing it and thinking that was cute. Oh, that's gross.
Oh, already evoking Mole Drifters.
I mean, I'm not sure what else you were expecting Grey Cloud to do.
Draw a
Wait.
card.
Draw a card.
Draw a card.
Don't die.
Draw a card is
Play the
definitely
deck.
the way to play Magic. And just some more, you know, like on the construction of the decks for anybody who's interested. And if you aren't, well, you're in the stream, so you get to hear it anyway. But all of the gods also are 5 CMC, if you didn't notice that. Ooh, that Dream Eater in the graveyard. But they're all 5 CMC, so that's kind of nice, you know?
Yeah.
Nice and balanced. All of the decks have somewhere between 10 to 14 ramp. They all have somewhere between 10 to 14 draw. They all have somewhere between 8 to 12 targeted removal. They all have 3 or 4 wraths. I tried to keep them pretty balanced. They all have ways to, you know, interact with other decks and also ways to do some neat things. Each of the 5 decks has 1 card that I am very interested in seeing hit the battlefield. So each of them has 1 that I really want to see in play at some point in the game. And I won't reveal that right now because spoilers, but might give that away near the end of the stream about which card each deck has that I really wanted to see and see if they actually hit the table. Or if it hits the table, I'll definitely say, yeah, that's it. That's what I wanted to see.
You know what card I didn't want to see?
What card did you not want to see?
Oh yeah, Guardian of Thraben.
Where you were relying on a 2-drop Bedrock?
Just in general, it's like looking at all the cards in my hand.
It's a nuisance.
Yeah,
He just kind
just something I didn't want to see.
of swarms
You know
the
what else
board
is a
with little
nuisance?
dorks.
Not having things that you can cast on your 3rd turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
Most
that.
of my deck is
Solution, play more
such a
creatures.
high
Oh,
CMC.
he reality shifted that.
My hero. All right, I'm not attacking Grey Cloud anytime soon.
And then a hero
But
comes along.
unfortunately, 8th has this.
I mean,
And that is how you make friends at a table.
I mean, you're my friend.
Target identified, target removed. Hooray!
I mean, he's a net positive on that, right? He made 2 friends and one enemy.
Yeah, I think the problem is the enemy has 3 creatures in play and the friends have none. But
I wasn't gonna say that.
I'm not saying mistakes were made, but maybe mistakes were made.
It's okay. Everything's okay.
Rite of replication on the burnished art. Wow. I don't know. That might be the saddest rite of replication I've ever seen.
Look, my deck CMC has a high curve. I need things.
Actually, your CMC is really low.
It is, but my hand has mostly 5 and 6 drops in it.
That's fair.
Let me tell you who has a high CMC. For
Oh, yeah.
Mom.
Wow. Me at this 4.1, I think.
Oof. I'm not going to complain then.
Yeah, he does have a high CMC. Is this the Alpha Strike?
It's not much of an alpha strike, but it's a bob.
This is a 4 damage alpha strike.
Five, right? Oh, no. He already used the Weather Wayfarer.
Used it to continue getting me lands.
Lands are a good thing to get. Weather Wayfarer, very strong play for mono white deck on turn 1.
Oh, God.
I think we're going to see a Scary Gary? No.
Probably not.
Doom Whisperer.
You're going to see a scary card, but you're not going to see a scary Gary.
Hey, everybody, look at that card.
That's one of the cards.
The one?
Oh, yeah, that's the one. That's the one for his deck.
Doom Whisperer.
I think in this case, it's actually the most expensive card in his deck, too, other than the Commander. But that's not the case with all the decks, but that was definitely one of the cards.
What does he whisper?
See, when you started talking about that, I've had that in my head. I was like, I bet you that's the card. But.
No, I need lands.
I couldn't resist.
Surveil, get that Surveil on.
There's a Doom Whisperer. There's 2 Burnish Hearts that can't be cracked.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good play.
It is the correct time to do it, yes.
Here he goes. Doing them living that best black life.
That's a great one, yeah.
So damage to yourself. All right. Oh, still doing it. Like, I'm not done surveilling. I want to keep surveilling.
All right, now somebody drop a scavenger grounds and really wreck his day.
Wrecks of Fate.
Scavenger grounds is surprisingly expensive.
Drop a rest in peace then, Athos.
You all do have at least one answer for great.
I saw. I was like, oh, I appreciate this.
You all do have at least one answer.
We should start taking stats of whether the first player to take off generally wins on stream, or if the player that keeps quiet wins or keeps quiet the longest wins.
All right.
Well, it's usually me who wins. So.
The theme of my deck. You ready? You ready?
Fun.
And then when he punts it away is when I tend to win.
Yeah. I've done that twice for you this season. You're welcome. Wolf says so. The loudest player usually wins. Ouch, Wolf. Ouch.
Got him.
Got me.
Papa.
It's got Eternal Oketra. One of the gods is out.
Kill it.
Look at her. Look at her with her beautiful bow.
She's here to shoot you.
Oof.
In the face.
Look how paying them cost. It's the Scarab God. The gods are coming out.
I think everybody except for Seth is going to be able to play theirs this turn.
Thanks.
Wow. Way to call Seth out like that. Yeah, Roundtable's right, though. She got that bow, but no reach. Oh, it's happening.
The sundial.
Oh.
It's happening. It's happening.
And then Seth ended his turn.
It's happening. There it is. There it is. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? It's like
It
Christmas.
would be if I had mana. And like the deck's not light on land.
Oh no, it's
either.
not.
I'm
All the
just-
decks are running 37 or
shit.
38, I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, 8th has mine only running 36.
Yeah, I'm 38.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
They're all running 36 to 38 lands, though. So none of them are light on lands.
Yep.
So that's just having some bad luck. But he killed 2 other burner
Yeah.
shards to keep the other players slowed down.
Well, I couldn't have done really anything else on that turn either. So it didn't really like it was let people potentially play with big scary boards or try to slow people down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you definitely had to do the blasphemous act was definitely the play.
So what's Orion got?
Sorry, I was reading.
He was
How dare
reading
you,
his
Pete.
commander.
A crew fix.
Oh.
That is
That's an
Ooh,
altered ego.
altered ego. He made himself a God Eternal Ketra.
His is bigger.
His is bigger. It's way bigger.
Hey.
Not getting in with that Hero's Bane. Doesn't want to boop Seth when he only has 3 mana.
Nope. Nope.
And
Yeah,
doesn't
right,
want to
like,
attack into the
Feels
gods.
bad.
Ooh.
This just shuts down my commander.
And mine.
I mean,
I don't know what you're talking about. It's fine.
You at least have a passive. Well, I guess I have everything has haste, but that's
Yeah, you have a passive too. Just takes it. Takes it. He doesn't have any zombies yet, though, so that passive's not going to work.
He does not.
yeah. And looking through like what's in the deck, I didn't see many like zombie cards. Graveborn is it?
Oh, definitely got some ways to handle that limbo.
Not my hand.
I don't know. But then Limvala was there to also handle some of the stuff you guys have.
Yeah.
It's almost like you built these decks to deal with each other
Ooh, there it is.
in some way.
Hey.
And searching Orion. You want to see what Orion has? It's interesting.
Yeah, I want to see what Orion's got.
That's an interesting decision, given that there's a Perforos deck at the table. But okay. Since you've already made the choice, I can judge you for your choice.
Well, see, I also looked at it. The fact is, he's got to have some powerhouses that's got mana sinks.
It's possible. Got those God Eternal Catcher triggers.
I love that I've got a trigger, even though.
Even though it won't
really.
actually go back.
Right.
Grey Cloud already really low on life. Already down to 22 here.
I mean, you
surveilled
paid what, 10?
I think you only paid 6, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 looks right.
Ah, well, I guess I was
He's just
punching
taking
him
a
in the
lot
face
of
more
incidental
often.
damage from the mono white deck punching him in the face.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You hit him for 4.
And then hit him
And
again with
then
his
6.
commander for 6.
Okay, this is an interesting deck.
Hold on. I'm going to ask a really dumb question.
Yes?
Oh, never mind. Well,
All
no.
the decks are interesting, Grey Cloud. How dare you?
No, he's not allowed to tell you what's in your deck.
I mean, I know what's in my deck.
He does have the
I don't know
list.
how well you look at your deck.
Wow.
Oh, that's so rude.
These are the weirdest choices.
You haven't seen the deck. They're probably the
I
best
know.
choices.
And let's just put God Eternal Ketra in my library.
In exile. I agree.
Scary Gary's going to come back to the hand.
Hold on. I think my altered ego is in my deck now.
Yes.
Yes.
It had God Eternal Ketra's ability when it died.
Yeah.
I did not think that that would go through.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't
I'm
it?
actually quite happy. I don't know. I actually don't know. What? I'm glad I clicked yes.
Get there, Seth.
Nope. I'm drawing all the cool cards in the deck, though.
Yeah.
We like cool cards.
Cool cards are great, but he also needs mana to play the game.
Yeah, I'm not drawing the cards that allow me to play the cool cards. All
So
right.
far,
so
you aren't really
on,
too far behind because of the 2 board wipes.
If it gets a turn 10 and I don't have anything, I get a pity soul ring, right?
If we could make that magically appear, I totally would.
Pity Soul Ring, huh?
Maybe Orion
That
can
should be
find
the
a card
thing.
that would let you draw basic lands or something. Ooh,
Hey,
Hey,
where's that open
Sanctuary.
legion, buddy?
that Sanctuary is so mystic. Get it.
Putting that alter ego even further down, huh?
Yeah, he doesn't want to draw that anytime soon. Or does
Did
he?
it go? Oh, yeah. I guess it did go through from the top.
What's he thinking? What's he doing?
He's thinking a lot of things.
He's thinking, why can't I keep a board presence?
Oh, that's one thing that's hard to remove. That's the
Sure
Kruphix
is.
hitting the table. We've seen our 3rd god appearance. Still waiting on Dat Perf to hit the table.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at that double blue right there. That's suspicious.
Don't look at me. I'm not
Don't
doing
look at
anything.
me. I'm just a blue green.
Rude.
Just a harmless blue-green deck, huh?
Just a harmless blue green deck. Not doing nothing.
That also stops part of my commander. God damn it.
All right, who invited Stacks?
It's not stacks.
The person, I mean, it's kind. There's a little bit of stacks here.
There are some
that's
there's some bears of hate, but it's not stacks.
Like it's mono white. Stacks is going to be involved in some way because it's just part of the best cards that white has.
That Gilded Lotus though.
That tap Gilded Lotus.
Stacks is non-binary. Stacks is a spectrum, says X2 Wolf. I don't really know what you mean. Did you forget that came into play tapped?
Yes, I did.
We literally are still talking about
We
it.
were just talking about that gatekeeper. Did you have your
admit I wasn't paying attention to the board when I played it. I'm like, oh.
you just have to listen to the words coming out of our mouths, Gray?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
No.
This has been wonderful.
Nobody understands the words coming out of your mouth.
Come on,
Oh,
get
no.
that land. Get that land. Did you get it? Get it? Did you get it? He got it.
Nice.
Comes in tapped.
You know what? Protest.
And yeah, there you go.
My turn's over.
It's just done. Oh, I think Kruphix is doing his thing
This has been the best use of my mana the entire game.
in the
It's
turn.
just saying I'm done with it.
I'm done with this turn.
I'm
Move
done
on to the
dealing
next
with
one.
this.
Oh god, it's all awful. Even if I get it with land next turn, I still can't play anything.
And I mean, the gatekeeper could always die. It's possible. You don't know. There have been a lot of things around to kill things.
I'd apologize for doing this to you, Seth, but I find it too entertaining.
Oh, you wouldn't, you awful person. You. I'm doing the angry monkey from the closet shaking his fist thing. You. Not shaking his fist, but
Classic.
medicine.
Yeah. Classic Family Guy.
You. That is so much. Oh, that's right. He had the 2 mana.
That is a large Hydra.
That is a large
No,
large
it'll be
Hydra.
large Hydra next turn. All right, it says it's your turn to board wipe.
7/7.
Sure is a 7/7.
No, and next turn it won't be a 7/7
It'll probably
I
be
don't see
more,
it.
yes.
if it makes it to next.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Oh.
If you don't counter it.
He
Oh,
says,
well.
that stroke. That disdainful stroke.
Hmm.
And does Orion fight the counterspell?
Nope, he doesn't. He doesn't fight it. He just lets it. If you love it, let it go.
It's beautiful words. Heartfelt.
Very much so. That gatekeeper, though, keeping them gates. Is this the turn you redraw Oketra? I lost count.
Nope, next turn.
Next turn.
Yeah, I only complained about not having thing on turn 10 2 turns ago.
Hey, it's not turn 10 yet. Soul Warden. See, it's not all
Play
stacks.
more.
It's some little
I'm fine
one-ones.
with this.
Huh?
He should play more of these. I don't care about these.
You don't care about the little life-gaining creatures?
No.
They're usually meant to come along with a 4/4 zombie, but
That probably makes it more useful.
then
He'll get a life next turn.
But I'm happy to accept whatever little pings of life it gets me.
Grey Cloud down to 20 already. That Scarab God getting hard targeted by that Ketra. It's like, only I can be Bolus's servant. Oh, he's making it disappear. He's letting Seth play the game if he draws a land.
I might be a person.
Has anyone figured out one of the themes to Grey Cloud's deck yet?
I mean, I would assume it's
Counterspell
survival.
Tribal.
It's
It's surveil.
Yeah, it's got surveil stuff in it.
It's able to surveil
cool
just a little
mechanic.
bit. Ooh. The grave
That's a good
titties.
That's a card.
Psyop Samira says terriblecards.deck. I joke.
Suck it, Fruxin.
Get it. Unexplained. I get it. Unexplained disappearance is not that good, but there's another card that wasn't as high on Doom Whispers as on the list of cards I wanted to see play from Gray's deck, but it's also pretty high on the list. It's probably number 2 behind Doom Whisper.
Bazov?
No.
Also, why did you need these zombies untapped?
The block.
You have no idea what that's like, do
He
you?
just wanted his
Blockers.
giant 6/6 Grave Titan untapped. Oh, he also got that heart.
That burnished heart, huh?
Hey, Orion, how is the Jameer deck out ramping you right now?
You know,
Because his burnished heart died. His fake burnished heart.
That's because it was committing
Yeah, it wasn't
blasphemy.
even his burnished heart to start with.
Hey, none of these decks have 5 colors, Peak Enter. None of them do. None of them.
hey,
2 of them
I
just have
tried
1 color. The other 3 have 2. Oh.
trying to ramp.
Erratic Portal. There it is.
You can bounce Grave Titan.
I'll do it.
If he had 1 more mana, he could.
If I'd drawn a land, I would have done cooler stuff.
Don't you want to use that Burnished Heart somehow to get Seth lands? I know you can't, but don't you want to?
He needs
Doesn't change the archetype name. It's more of a spirit of the archetype.
He needs some of the blue cards that like exchange control of things. Waiting for like the what do you call it? Bane of Progress to come out of the Crucifix deck, and I'm just gonna silently quit the game.
I actually don't have Bane of
No,
Progress.
I didn't put Bane of Progress in.
It's so expensive. I know for a while it was
No,
way too much.
I mean, but he has Crewfix itself is pretty expensive. Is one problem.
Okay. I was curious because I haven't tried to put Bane of Progress in a deck in a long time because I knew it was at one point super expensive because I hadn't reprinted it like 3 times like they have now.
It's got Eternal Ketra.
Back from the graveyard.
Yeah, I have Bane in my rune deck, I believe, that Phyrexian building.
Yeah.
That's gross.
So, oh, it's great.
All the flicker fun.
Send a message. I respect that.
I'm evening you out with Orion.
Now I respect it even more.
Symmetry is important.
Yeah.
Someone quick bring Aethes down to 38 life.
Does that mean we have to find a way for Grey Cloud to gain 18 life?
I wouldn't go that far.
I was waiting for it because the whole time I like sat here waiting for Aethes's icon to light up on Discord. Like, wait a minute, I did all this work.
Very good.
The Scarab God. Here once again to be a god of scarabs.
This is where Orion counters it. You want to counter me, do you? All right.
Nope, it resolves. Resolve. There also aren't a whole lot of counter spells in the blue decks because I didn't want a lot of counter spells. They have a few, but not many. I think 3 or 4 in both.
But I could see the what was the other one he used? Oh, never mind. That was a bounce. I thought the Saints Full Stroke also had a surveil on it. It didn't.
No, it doesn't. But he does have the one that has surveil.
Okay.
There is one with surveil. EDH Academy says hashtag free the counter spells. Yes, they are hidden Psyop Samira. I don't know why MTGO did this, but a while back it made it where when you're watching the game, you can't actually see the commanders. But the commanders, 3 of them are out. It's Krufix, God of Horizons, the Scarab God, God of Eternal Ketra, and Seth is on that
Grey Cloud doing exactly what I expected.
God of the Ford.
I wish I could end the turn right now.
Draw card.
Just to deny. I know. But if I could end the turn, you wouldn't get those triggers.
Yeah, but you can't because you can only do it on your turn.
I know. I'm aware.
That Mole Drifter, though.
Which? And it's black.
It's black.
I always love seeing cards when like their borders get changed on MTGO. Some of them look really cool. I forget what it was.
Cool.
Yeah, I forget what it was. One time, I stole somebody's legendary creature and turned it black, and I remember like it was in one of our videos on YouTube, and we were all like, "Man, that looks actually really cool as a mono black card." I wish I could remember what it was though. Wait for it.
Must have been a while.
Yeah. Well, you know, I haven't been in a stream or a game in a long time, so.
Grey Cloud doing all the things.
Getting some more lands.
Counterspell.
All this now. What is he doing? Having lots of mana.
Cyclonic.
All the mana. On this wave.
He's assuming that you're not going to do anything on your turn. He's just floating mana.
That's fair.
He's just saying, I'm not even going to counter anything that Seth is going to do. He just gets a free pass.
Well, he's doing something. He's paying.
Oh, paying for a big spell.
Gotta be some expo.
Instant speed expel. He's pulling from tomorrow.
He's pulling.
Ooh, that's a good. Yeah, it's a good one.
That is a good one. 9 cards, discard 1. Not bad. Confirmed.
I still appreciate the fact that he's doing it before Seth's turn. He's just like, there's nothing you can do that worries me in the slightest.
No, because no matter what, I won't do anything to Seth because he's been behind on lands.
Oh, yeah, I appreciate that. I am behind.
Yeah, no.
He is behind. He's just trying to get back in this game and play the game of Magic.
I'm just
Of
here.
course.
Whereas
I'm just.
Grey Cloud has a humongous board, and Oketra can build a board really fast. So Aethez is stuck on 5 lands, and has been for a while.
Perfect also has the no maximum hand size. I always forget that part.
Yeah, it does.
That part.
I mean, I had been hoping to be able to, actually use my cards to get lands, but then they all got blown up, so.
Yeah. That Wither Wayfarer would have been nice to still have around right about now. Did you get there? Did you get there? Did you get there? I don't think you got there, folks. Mimic that. Hey, that's something. Lots of creatures have died this game. You do have, like, a lot of the cool artifacts in the deck.
Yeah, like I have all the setup in the world. I literally just need one more land and I might be able to do things. Like I said, the curve was high on the deck, so I knew the hand I kept with was a little risky. I shouldn't have cycled the land.
Yeah.
That might have been a bit too
Yeah.
ambitious.
And you cycled the crater.
So originally I was gonna play the Star Compass on turn 2, but then the third one kind of like threw me off.
To be honest, I put out Thalia for the express purpose of, well, I know Phyrexian. He knows good mana costs. He's going to have a lot of 2-mana rocks in these decks, or at least whatever 2-mana rocks the decks can afford. So if I pull out Thalia, I could potentially screw over every other player from being able to play.
Wow. Being that guy, I approve. Thumbs up.
To be fair, like Aethez only has 5 lands.
Yeah, he does.
He's
only 1 mana ahead of you. No.
What
Scarab God and
do
Crufix.
with 1 more mana? Ooh, that's cute.
Daxos duck sauce. Now he's getting the gain life part of his deck. Where are the spicy cards though, Aethez? Where's the spice?
I can't tell you.
He ain't played any of the spice yet. Seth played his card. And
For real, if I had like 1 more mana, I could have like a really cool turn. But here we are.
on what, turn 11 now?
Yeah.
You have your card. Ryan has, or no, Grey Cloud did have his card.
Yeah, the Doom Whisper.
Ryan and Aethez have yet to play theirs.
Play our what?
Your one card that I really wanted to see him play for each deck.
Really? You're gonna send Oketra at me?
Why not?
Your face looks open to him.
I mean, if you're going to do something about it, I can't stop you from doing it, so
No.
I might as well see what you have.
He said, if you're going to do something, you better do it now. Because otherwise, this Oketra's going to punch you in the face.
Is Grey Cloud going to pay one? No.
You can.
I'm curious.
I'm
Aethez and
okay with
Orion,
that.
do you think you know what your one card is?
Yeah.
I got to guess, but can't be sure.
What about you, Orion? Do you think you know what your one card is?
I think so.
I bet it wasn't that Rider replication.
Oh crap.
No, it wasn't the Rider replication.
Was that 3 damage? So Grey Cloud, friends, right? He's not responding.
Oh no, get scared, get scared. What's his target? Oh, Mandala? Apparently not friends.
What the heck?
Apparently very much not friends.
Rude.
Does not want to be friends with anyone ever at all. Evacuation. Been evacuated.
I approve of this.
Evacuate the dance floor. Enjoy that scry for 0.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow. That was so vicious. Enjoy that Scryper 0. Oh god. Here comes Scary Gary.
I appreciate you getting rid of the copy of Linvala, though.
Yeah.
Apparently, I should be friends with Orion and not Grey Cloud. You jerk.
Oh no, just the
Well,
Grave
see,
Keys.
I did perma get rid of Linvala either way.
That's not what you were doing, though.
That is not what you were doing at all. Oh, is it getting countered this
Oh.
time?
You
Getting
got
countered? Oh, that denial.
Denied.
Denied.
That's okay. I can get it back.
He says that's okay.
You
I can make a
think.
4/4 version of it.
I think.
Unless
We'll see.
somebody exiles my graveyard. How sad would you be right now if your graveyard get exiled?
I would be pretty salty.
Oh, would you now?
Would you? Says
And I'm
Orion.
pretty sure, and I'm pretty sure
That's the
the
right
person
thing to
that
do.
exiles my graveyard would become primary target.
Yeah,
like,
but
who
what are
could
you gonna
get
do?
reasonable.
Us.
What are you really gonna do?
I've got 2 other graveyards to pick from.
Well,
He's gonna
maybe.
hit us with this deer. That's what his revenge will be.
He's gonna spike you with that
This
deer's
mana
antlers.
deer will get us.
4 mana, scry 0, best value, says EDH Academy.
Oh, I wish I could draw more cards.
There are some still some pretty good graveyards out there. Pretty good graveyards indeed.
Not mine.
This is
no,
where
not
Seth
yours.
just screws us both over.
No, Orion, who's my friend.
Now you just end the turn right here.
It's just
Say,
Alright.
I won't even play mana. Just you don't get
to.
to draw those 2 cards.
I would support that.
That'd be hilarious.
Just no one gets to draw cards on my turn. Certainly not me.
Did you not draw a land again?
Yeah, man.
This feels bad, man.
What is it with mono red?
It's not
Because
only
my
it's
mono
not only
red-
that he isn't drawing lands though. Like he has so many artifacts in this deck too, like mana artifacts.
Otherwise, I would have had to discard a card anyway, so.
Molten Disaster for 2.
No,
Set
British
Cross, Killer of Burnished Hearts.
I approve.
Oh. I have a burnish heart.
Hey,
Crap, I can't make one and crack
strategy.
it. I can't even pay to make it crack it though.
No, but he will next.
No. You can make it, and then in response to the trigger, end your turn,
Yeah,
so that you can crack it on your next turn.
the slowest mana absorb ever. Oh my goodness, this is awful. I hate it.
Oh my god, I'm so annoyed. Every time I float mana, it's like, hey, you're gonna lose this mana. And I'm like, hey, no, I won't.
Hey, I explicitly have something that prevents that.
Hey, I really thought I was funnier, but no one laughed, so you're fucking right.
I appreciate the fact that your colorless mana is still considered snow mana.
It's good. I like.
Woohoo!
Because it still technically came from a snow permanent. It just changed what color it was.
Do I go big boy? I think I go big boy.
Oh.
How
Lots of
big of
mana.
a boy are we talking?
Lots of
Big
mana.
boy.
Alter ego back? Oh, no,
I don't
that's
think
a
Alter Ego would be a good thing to play right now.
That was a copy. Is this the Krasis? The
Hydroid Krasis is way too expensive. Still.
Oh,
what?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what it'll be for season 10, but for season 9 it was still way too much. I did look at it, but it wouldn't fit.
Some other Hydra? Is this Hydra Charble? Yeah, it is.
It's a Mistcutter Hydra. Who's it cutting? Who's it cutting?
Wow.
I mean, somebody's at 48. Highest life total.
But
And
somebody,
10
it's like
cards in
half their
hand.
life total.
Is it better to reduce someone's life total by half? or barely poke someone else.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
not
no.
a barely poke. That's like a fifth of your. That's 20%.
It's a good bit of life.
A poke is like 2%.
Getting that
That
poke.
that 9 would have brought you back down to manageable.
Who'd he hit?
Manageable. I haven't done anything this game.
Wow. He hit Grey Cloud vicious. They're hitting the Scarab God. They're putting him on the ropes.
So
I think he's saying he's more. I think honestly though, what he's saying is he's probably more scared of the guy who has like bunches of mana than the guy who has 5 and the guy who has 4.
yeah, that's well. Also, still 11 cards in hand, so that was the thing. Can
Yeah.
you guys see like my commander in the
No.
command zone? Oh,
Not if you're in the
Most
watcher.
players can.
Players
Okay.
can, watchers can't. I don't know why.
I
That
don't
was
see
a really
any of
bad
your
change.
command zones at all.
Oh, you can't
Like-
see their commanders?
Well, that's because when your commander is outside of the command zone doesn't exist on Moto.
I thought it was always there and it was just empty.
No,
I never noticed
because
that.
Gray's is in his discard and mine's on the field.
Yeah.
Like, do you see Seth's?
I'm Seth.
Oh well. Do you see Aether's?
Yeah.
Oh, his is in
So I
his
do-
deck.
I don't know. Huh? Yeah,
His
his
is in
is
his deck.
Mine's in my
Or
hand.
his hand.
Excuse you.
Yeah.
Into hand.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So is Grey
There's too
Clouds.
many voices.
It's into hand.
okay. When you try to play and you counter spells it, that's when it'll be in the
Yeah,
in the
if
deck.
that happens. Hey, Grey Cloud. Time for the plays.
He's got the mana to do kind of whatever he wants.
I probably don't need a third effect of that kind.
A third effect.
Yeah, get rid of all those artifact 8 cards.
God, it's just
He
so
plays,
difficult to cast this at the moment.
He plays Aura of Silence next turn, and again, I just quietly concede.
Oof. Daxos.
Those are both cards that are hard to cast for me right now.
That Suture Priest, though.
The
Right.
Suture Priest is pretty good.
Spike plays on poor Grey.
Go ahead, play your Titan again. See what happens.
I mean, the Titan's dead.
Yeah, but he can
So,
Scarab God it
yeah,
back.
you can reanimate it. I'm not going to stop you.
No one's gonna stop him.
I
Except your
mean, I might try to stop him.
Oh, there's that Suture Priest. Hey,
Hey,
Melon
Melon.
Perks. Oh, down to 8. It's like a ticking time bomb. He wants to do so many things. Just can't.
Yeah, but you see, Aethes gave me a present.
Daxos?
Oh god.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did just put the Exos on the pin. What, do they
else?
cancel each other out? Right?
Yeah, I'll cancel it out. Daxos duck sauce.
Hmm.
Kind of like him with the black border.
Yeah. At first I was like the background is gonna be too bright for it, but like the way, like the shadows on him, like his physique and everything, and the return mask shield is kind of has a little bit of a black border feel to it.
Yeah. No, Melon Phyrexian isn't even playing tonight. Phyrexian is sitting on the sidelines watching everyone else play decks that he constructed. They are all
I
piloted
took his
by
spot
gods.
and I am playing it terribly.
No, you got mana screwed. It happens.
AKA they
ADH
already
Academy said,
succeeded.
AKA they already succeeded in killing him first. They killed him before the game even started.
Well,
Eh,
are you exiling something?
nah, it's not worth it.
What's he targeting? Now it's Great
That's okay.
Titan.
Yeah,
I don't
the
know.
Great
If
Titan.
you'd gotten the Naxos, it might have been kind of worth.
It wouldn't have been worth it.
Okay.
I can do the math.
Oh, okay. I think I know what it was then.
There it is. There it is.
With your ledge so precariously low, I feel like you do kind of have to, because it's active, non-active, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Or am I doing that backward?
yeah, active goes on first, then non-active. So Aethes's triggers will resolve first.
Okay, so then he should be pretty safe most of the time, because he'll gain the life before he loses it.
No,
No,
he'll
he
lose the life
loses
before
the
he
life
gains it.
before he gains it.
Oh, yeah. That's right. First on, last off. Duh. Yeah. So just pay attention to your life then.
Give me a second. Moto just crashed on me.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Just
Not when the
don't make
gods are battling.
don't make more tokens simultaneously than you have life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty easy to do, right? And he's gonna go down to 4 here. Then he's gonna go back up to 7. And Aethes is gonna be at 54. All fair.
I don't see what the issue is here.
There's definitely no issue. I'm loving it.
If he still sits on 5 mana.
Uh-oh.
There's the disconnect.
Opponent Greedy God has disconnected. Womp womp.
We'll be right back.
Night,
after a
X2
word
Wolf.
from our sponsors.
Oh.
Bye, Wolf.
Let's see if he makes it back in time. Oh, he did. Good job. Exo stuck sauce. Stuck sauce.
But yeah. Ray Cloud hanging by a thread.
Eh.
He's gonna be at 7. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know about a thread.
At least
At least a little bit of twine.
Yeah.
at least 7 threads.
Twined together. 7 intertwined threads. Hey, wait till he Rite of Replications at Soul Warden or something. Honestly, can't remember if I put
Yeah,
Rite
but
of
you can pay
Replication in
attention.
his deck, but it would be so funny if he Rite of Replication the Soul Warden.
See, obviously, they should Rite of Replication the Daxos, because that would be a bad play, and I would laugh.
He accidentally replications the Grave Titan.
Just takes tons of damage. Dies.
Oops.
Oh, is Grey Cloud not back? Is he still disconnected?
He seems to still be disconnected.
Oh, I hope he makes it back.
Nope, there he is. Join the game.
I'm trying to make it back.
Well, it says just join the game, so you'll be here momentarily.
Let me take it off. Push to talk.
You best make it, Grey Cloud. We can't have no concessions right here. Even Moto ones. These Daxos triggers have to resolve.
They have to resolve eventually.
Although, if we were to have, him accidentally succeed or concede, we could just restart. Would be fine.
Seth wants that hard restart. He wants to hit that restart button. Hey, Seth, there's always game 2. There's always game 2.
Yeah, because I'm sure as hell not out in this game.
Hey, winner's out, so you could still win. You don't know.
No, I don't think you understood me. I'm definitely not out this game.
Oh.
No, I just mean that I'm losing. That
Yeah.
that was a joke. Don't try to make it sound better than it is.
Oh.
Hating
Cloud,
on
come
Great
on.
Cloud, do. It'll happen eventually.
His
Could have
field
caught
probably
his
has
join
to
the
like
game, but
populate.
he has to actually make an action before 5 minutes, or he will auto concede.
Moto just crashed again, so give me a second. It's gonna,
I don't think you have
He's
enough
gonna force me.
seconds. Unfortunately.
that's why I said it's gonna force me to.
Benefits of live streaming.
Boing, 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 boing.
You get to see behind the curtain, see these wonderful things happen. People DC. Everyone knows it happens. Here's the proof.
So
Where we play a
I
game
was
for
about to
3
actually say-
hours and then it just crashes.
I was about to make a comment about it. It even happens when you're
It's in mine.
playing in paper too, because I watched Commander Versus for this week.
Yeah.
And there was a very obvious edit where, like, at one point Justin's got his head in his hand, and then all of a sudden, cuts to him with his head up. And he's like, "Well, now that Stephen Green's finally going to take his turn," or something like that. So it ain't just Magic Online; it's all Magic.
That's
Just
good
how
to
it
know.
be.
Now we have the waiting game. Will Grey Cloud make it in time? Will he not? I
I
mean,
hope so.
if he doesn't, he's
'Cause I was
had
gonna
four
kill you
to-
next turn.
10.
I was going to kill you.
Oh yeah.
Well, if he doesn't come back, kill Ace S first, because I'm not very scary.
Wow, okay.
I feel like I'm gonna try to pick off the weakling. No, I'm just kidding. What?
Cyberbullying.
Pick off the weakling, he said. Wow. That's
See,
how you
look,
really
you're
feel.
beating me up and you're calling me names.
Oh,
There it is.
There he went.
wah, wah.
Goodbye, Gray Cloud.
Damn it.
That actually.
Moto took away my kill.
Were you going to be able to kill him next turn even
you
through
won't-
all his
yeah.
blockers?
You wouldn't have been able to kill me.
I would have
had
been able to
blockers.
kill you. I was still gonna be able to kill you.
He had the way. Oh, I
He
don't
said
even
he
get to
had
keep
the
my
way.
stupid mimic that.
Your terrible slow ramp plan doesn't even get to keep happening.
Wow.
No, right? Look,
You have
but
so many of
still
the cool
have
pieces.
Cool things I could have done.
Man, these are some cool cards you have, Seth.
Aren't they though?
They're awesome.
If only you had another mana.
You have no idea. Frexine, check your DMs.
Ooh.
You see it, right?
That's pretty good.
That's
pretty good.
stupid.
Yeah, one more land. That would be totally. Ooh.
I would at least feel like it mattered.
Yeah. You'd at least people would at least have to be answering your stuff instead of just sitting there being like, meh. We'll move on.
He exists, I guess.
Have I?
Molten Echoes in
No, I
budget
haven't
for
done it.
3DH. I don't know why it wouldn't be, but I don't know that it is. I really don't know. Uh-oh. Lightning Greaves, he says. He says Lightning Greaves. What else he got? Colonian Hydra, he says.
It's a big boy.
Has trample.
And haste.
Is it still? I mean, I still don't know. Like, he's got to have something else to be able to actually kill Gray, or to have been able to kill Gray.
I mean, I'm not gonna use it now. I clearly don't need to use the card.
Sure. And yes, Colonian Hydra, pretty cool, but not the card that I wanted to see.
Let's test.
Got that counter magic? Says you need that counter magic.
Hmm.
Or protection spell.
I don't think I've got one of those.
Uh-oh.
You have drawn a third of your deck, and you ain't got a counterspell.
We
I'm
used
kidding,
the
you already
Arcane
used it.
Denial.
He's
I
used
know.
a counter spell.
I know. Oh, I was kidding.
I could do that. Hmm. That's not an instant. Oh, well.
Nope. Resolves, gets land.
What a dick.
Given the Simic deck more. Oh no, sorry, that's the one that gains life. Never mind.
Yeah,
Womp womp.
it's why I said I did the math for Daxos, because
Yeah.
he would have lost 3 life, but gained 4
Yeah.
instead of losing 3 and gaining 3, and those numbers don't check out to me.
It'd be different if he was gonna like a
You
born
gonna cut him?
overlord.
You gonna cut him? Who's he cutting? Who's he cutting?
Ace says
Oof.
he's attacking. You got the lights spare.
Oof. Ouch. My
Not
ribs.
even back to starting life total.
You're still 10. No, you're more than 10% higher than your starting life total.
Definitely.
Oof. Ouch. My ribs. I
That
will
Hydra
still
cut
complain
has
about
missed.
damage.
That wasn't even 20% of your life total anymore. You would have had to do a whole 2 more damage to do 20% of your life total.
Haha.
Ryan's gonna
That's
play
right.
some things. Playing. Gaddock. The Wizened.
Can we also no longer see when people are floating mana?
You
Oh,
should.
never mind. He was probably. Did you click the cast a spell and then pay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why then. Okay.
The status of my life total does not
Drawing
validate
so
my
many
pain, says
cards.
Round. Yeah. It's a
Ah.
Simic deck. Confirmed. I said you all had 10 to 14 ways to draw cards. I did not say those ways to draw cards were equal. You are in mono white after all. One of your ways is probably Bonder's Enclave. I think you
I've
actually
got 2
still
of the
have
ways
10
on the
besides
board.
that, but
I've got 2 of the ways on my board right now, so.
no, I think the lands are with outside that.
Ah, so
Like
you
utility
favored
lands are
Anderson, right?
incidental. Yes, they do things, but
Really?
I don't count them in like the draw. Oh, is he
Rude.
hitting you in the face?
Sorry. That was funny. I'm cutting myself.
Rude.
I don't see what's so rude. It's fine.
He doesn't even get what you're
Why
talking
you
about.
gotta be
He made it
so
to 5,
rude?
folks. Is it coming? Is it coming? Ooh, look at that. Look at that.
Nice.
That geyser.
Nice.
Oh.
Look at it.
Wow.
He's going to be playing some Magic now, folks. He's going to be playing
Magic
some
is
Magic
happening.
now. Let's do it, Seth. Show him what you got, boy. It got real all of a sudden. It got real. I also said everyone had 10 to 14 pieces of ramp, but I didn't say all those were equal either.
Mm.
Some people got a mana geyser. Ooh, he taking control of something. Says, gimme. Gotta make a copy of it too?
Yeah. Oh, I was like, "Where's the trigger? Like, where's the payment?" And I have to yield to it first.
I
Aha.
hadn't gotten to there.
I played Magic
There it
Online.
is. There it is.
Move.
Taking his blocker, huh?
Move.
I took both of the blockers.
Somebody's about to take a lot of damage. The really sad part is you don't currently have the 1 more mana to end the turn.
Yeah, I do.
I'm saying you don't currently. I'm not saying you might not have a way in your hand to get that, but you don't currently have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's fine. Where'd he go? Commander, there you are.
Having a hard time finding him now that your board's full all of a sudden.
Now that I have something
One
to
mana
do.
geyser, and all of a sudden Seth explodes. Oh, there's a nab. That'll do it. I think he's gonna add a lot more mana to his mana pool here.
Seth's about to win. Well,
I don't know about win, but can he kill one of you?
he might.
I mean, it would be you. He can't kill like this. He doesn't have
Yeah.
53. I don't know if he has 32 either, though.
He has 29 on the board right now.
29 on the
Yeah.
board, but only one mana left, so.
Yeah, I can't do anything else.
He is going to deal all 29 of that, though. Did you spread it out?
Yeah, they each got hit with their own creature. They each got hit with.
Nimbus
Yeah.
Swimmer. Oh.
And
Nimbus
the planes
Swimmer
for me.
land. And did you exile land off yours? You did.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. It figures.
I think I got enough. Like
Oh, yeah.
at some point, it would just be greedy.
This was a huge explosive turn, yeah.
Taking 3.
Oof, that 25 mana.
Got Aethez back down to 40. Back down to starting life total. At 25 mana. 3 cards in hand. The one strategy. You really do have like all the fun cards.
I started the friggin' game. I was like, this is a good setup. Let me just.
And then it didn't
uh,
happen.
I mean, it finally happened now.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That too? He's just gonna casually draw 9 cards? Just cash. Don't worry about it.
No big D.
That went from meh to woohoo in 2 seconds. 1 mana geyser. That's all it takes. Makes that question you asked so much more relevant. Like, what'd you Dragon Tempest? Or have you not targeted yet?
It gains haste.
It's
It also
not a
does
dragon.
damage.
It's not a dragon. Yeah, it's not just creature with flying.
Creatures with flying
Oh.
gets haste. Dragons deal
Uh-uh.
damage.
Womp womp. He's got those though somewhere. You have to know
Maybe
when
in the
there's
9
the
cards
Tempest,
you just drew.
there's the dragons.
I have such a stupid card in my hand.
Is it the one?
I don't know if it's the one that you want, but it's hilarious to me.
No, the one I wanted was Sundial of the Infinite, just because it really makes your deck turn on and do awesome things. But because right now you're just
Who
gonna
did
end
I
the
get the
turn.
most
None of
damage
those
to?
triggers are gonna
I dealt
happen.
the most to Orion, right?
Huh?
I dealt the most to Orion.
I don't know if you dealt the most to him, but you definitely put him a lot lower. You did 12 to him.
I
And
got
you
the
did-
6, and Aetha's got the 4.
I
And then we both
honestly,
took 6.
You did 12 to Orion, and you did 13 to Aethez, I think. Oh,
I like
No,
to
you
draw
only
cards.
did. You only did 10 to Aethas.
you just discarded your whole hand, huh?
I like draw cards.
Draw all those cards.
Draw a card.
if you shoot Orion in the face, you can draw more cards.
That's
You
actually
can.
very true.
I gotta put that on the stack first, so right?
You gotta put it, yeah, on the stack before him. Yeah.
Because that way it'll do the extra damage.
Yeah. Seven more cards you're about to draw. Sadly enough, you'll just have to discard most of them, but you can pick your 7 favorites.
There is one card in here that I didn't want to get rid of, but like drawing this many cards is just too much fun.
Oh yeah, you definitely gotta draw this many cards, and then make them sit here for 20 minutes while you decide which ones you're gonna discard.
Seth, discarding.
I won't think he would need to, right? Because doesn't Sundial with the Infinite
That's right.
bypass your discard as well?
Not quite. Cleanup is separate from end step.
Yeah.
It's cleanup and then
No,
cleanup.
because it completely ends your turn. It doesn't go to end step.
Cleanup still happens. I
Cleanup still
believe.
happens. I'm
We're
pretty
gonna
sure.
find out together.
Well, he's definitely ending the turn because he wants to keep all the things he stole and keep his creatures he
Yeah, I
flashed
got a
in.
discard.
Yeah, you still got to discard. What else did you throw away? Tectonic Giant, Scourge of the Throne, Duplicant,
And apparently we get our
Wander's
stuff back.
Enclave, Mindclaw Shaman, Combustible Gillerhulk. Bunches of mountains. Bunches and bunches of mountains. He's like, I don't need these
It
anymore.
is slightly off.
Oh, I guess. No, I can't respond in cleanup, right? Like that's not a thing.
I don't know.
No, you what you could have done was waited till you went to end step and then activated Sundial.
It still
I
would have had
don't-
cleanup.
Yeah, cleanup still would have happened though.
You got to keep the creatures.
No, actually, it's the key, it's the thing of wording. Because the
Until end of
copy
turn.
is
Yeah.
from Flame Shadow Conjuring is exile at the beginning of the next end step.
Yeah.
So you can
until end of
avoid
turn.
that,
End of turn, yeah.
but you can't actually avoid end of turn effects.
Yeah. Because it literally says gain control until end of turn, and he did still end the turn. Well,
That's fine. I like.
don't
you
But
got
you
enough,
tech-
right?
You also technically don't get to keep the Flame Shadow Conjuring copies either because of the way you did it. Because the way to keep them forever is when you get to end of turn, a trigger gets put on the stack to exile them, and that's when you end it.
Yeah.
Did I copy anything?
He
No,
kept-
yeah. I
Yeah,
gotta
he
keep
kept
it
the
up.
Zealous Conscripts.
Yeah,
There's a
you
copy
keep
of
it
Zealous
until Orion's end step because you ended the turn before your end step. The next beginning of
Oh,
end
so
step
you
is
were-
going to be
you were
Orion's.
Trigger. I got you.
You have to exile the trigger on the stack.
Yeah. I
What you
got you.
playing, Orion? What you
Probably
playing
some
at over
white
there?
field, which is fair.
I mean, he could bounce your field. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Even if he does it, like that
You
was
did
my
a thing.
turn. I did stuff. Oh yeah.
Oh no, he just wants Zealous
Yeah.
Conscripts. Ooh,
5 of them. Yeah.
5 Zealous Conscripts.
Get that Neheb. Because you get to keep that mana.
That's true. Doing that Perforos. Alright, what'd he do? Oh no, he tapped it.
He tapped it with Gadwick. Because he cast the blue spell.
Athez gains more life. Orion loses life. Orion steals 5 things.
It's probably got to be mostly my board, right? The Neheb, the Atali, maybe the Oketra. The Perforos, if you get the right amount of devotion, which you should, yeah. Neheb, Atali, and Perforos are devotion.
I don't know how good
And then the
Perforos is for...
billion copies
I mean, it's
of
good for the
Zealous
damage.
Conscripts.
Oh, yeah, you're right. The Jealous Conscript copies, you're right. Yeah, the Dragon. The Oracle's a flyer, too. You don't really need the Oketra, I guess. Oh, okay, took it in. It is more damage. 6 damage instead
And
of 4.
everyone's just taking my commander.
Borrow it. You got it back.
Yeah. A nice little gift. Some big turns. Some like haymakers going on now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's round 13, so
Yeah, it's about time, right?
I'm just glad that I did get the one land to do that. If I hadn't got to do that, if I just like slowly died or something, I would have been kind of annoyed. But that was with that starting hand, that's what I wanted to do. Like this whole time, it would have been so much better if Grey Cloud was still in. The turn that he lost, if I think that's when I drew the land. So I was like, oh, he's
You would have
tapped out.
gotten quite a bit more mana.
Yeah, like
Yeah, no, I wasn't tapped out. I still had a blue and a black. I had a counter spell ready for anything.
I was worried about it. I was worried about that from Orion too.
Yeah, but that's one thing about Krufix. You can't really play around the counter spells. But he did tap out that one turn, I guess.
Yeah, that turn was.
There it is. Whoop, there it is.
15 plus 7 is 22.
All those creatures, Krufix still not a creature.
32.
Still doesn't have that devotion.
One off.
Okay.
Yeah, you could kill either one of us
Yeah,
now.
I can.
I would imagine it has to be me because most of that's my field. Like, even though he's really high, I would have so much for crackback. Unless you can bounce all this with 3 mana. I don't know.
We'll have to see how it ends up.
Think I can do.
Make sure you don't miss math.
If he kills you, he's still gonna have a buttload of mana, so he might still have something. I forgot about in head. Plus whatever this is.
Goldmere and Hungering Hydra.
Wait,
I gotta
it
win.
does my.
Yeah.
Yeah. Atali's everybody.
Oh, it does all 4. Okay.
Yeah. Each player's. Yeah, cast that.
Oh, you get a 4/4 out of it. That's cute.
I get 2.
Yeah, you might as well cast them here.
Get some 4/4s, right? Vigilant blockers. Who's he swinging at? Aethez?
Yeah.
It's all at Aethes.
Wow. Aethez scary. That's not scary.
Evidently.
He might have something. He's gonna have like 50 mana after this.
Oh, he's gonna have a lot of mana, yeah. Does he still have enough to kill Aethez with these extra?
I think
That I did not take into account.
I think so.
pretty sure he
I
has,
still
but-
can.
It'll
I
be
believe I
funny
was
if he
6 over.
suddenly ends up.
One over.
Yeah.
Oh, with the Hydra, maybe not. I didn't account for the Hydra. I was just.
I forgot about the Hydra dying.
I ain't done the math. I'm off duty on doing the math.
I'm gonna go with no on that one, dog.
You don't want to exile the Hungering Hydra?
I think I'm good.
Let's find out how the math works out. I'm curious.
No path. No. Yeah. No path.
Nope.
We used it. Oh,
Use
no,
a
that
sword.
was
That's you sword.
Sword's path. I mean, it's a mono white deck. Of course, he has both. That damage.
Want to see him go to 2. Nope.
Negative
Bonk.
4.
-4.
0 red mana? Why does he get 0 red mana?
I'm dead. No opponents have lost life because I don't
The
exist.
damage. What? That's crappy. He still hit you. Like,
Hold on.
I don't think that's right.
Nope,
No,
there,
it did say
there it
that.
is.
It was
Oh,
just
thank
like
God.
it was just a
Because I
glitch.
was not going to be happy about that.
No,
Yeah.
Alright.
that's not the way it's
Now.
supposed to work for sure.
I was like,
You
I don't
are
know about that.
joking.
Just because he's
I was
dead.
just saying the way that obviously Mitgo was reading it or displaying it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be. Oh. Hey Ryan, can you take it home though?
If he's got draw X, then Seth dies.
Yeah. Yeah. If he has another draw X, well, mill me out.
That Blue Sun Zenith.
Is it in the deck?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, then he probably has it.
I don't know if he has it or not. I just... It is in the deck, yeah. It's funny how you made a big board and then he stole your big board.
I appreciate not being killed like with my own creatures. Like if he does like a Blue Sun's Demons or whatever, the fact that he didn't just steal all my stuff and hit me with it, that was. I feel like I took out Orion because that was kind of.
I'm going to be honest. I still find it funny that you barely killed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
All of that theft, all of those
So much
creatures,
life.
and it's still only -4. Distorting Wake.
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Return every permanent besides the lands.
Okay. That'll do it too.
Yeah, Distorting Wake. Yeah, that was in there. Still got 40 red mana to store for Krufix, too.
Can I do anything with it? Nope.
I'll just store it, man.
I am.
40 colorless.
Yep, see, there's the triggers.
There they are.
Look how relevant they are.
Suck it, nerd. I ain't exiling shit.
Wow. I even forgot about Distorting Wake being in the deck.
Let's see if Seth has a comeback.
Come back from...
Lands.
All of your things have been removed except for 4 lands because you only played 4 lands all game.
Wait. First. Fuck out of here.
Get him.
The spite play.
Get him. You've got to have a land in hand, right?
He discarded a bunch of lands, so I don't know if that's true.
Crexine, allow me to disappoint you.
Yeah, when he had to discard the hand size, he discarded
All right, then you know what the best
1,
play
2,
that I
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He discarded 7 mountains.
Are you gonna
So
end your turn, Sundial?
Wow.
Now, end the turn.
Wow. Does he have enough to kill you this turn? I think so.
Yeah. He's got over 20. He's got over 30 actually.
12,
I'm just gonna click the cards.
27, 31, 35.
I'll let him kill me.
Did you really not have a land?
No.
Why did you discard 7 lands then?
Because I figured it was over no matter what. I had 5 lands and I couldn't redo that.
Yeah, well.
Either you were killing everyone or you were dying.
I'm just happy I had a play.
What are you paying for?
Whatever he wants. He's got like 80 mana.
Not 80. Like,
I kind of do wish it got back around to my turn because I had Austere Command in my hand. And I was going to be like, "Hey Seth,
Oh my
go back to 0."
wow. So either one of you are going to put Seth back to 0. That's so rude.
I mean, that's apparently what I've been doing to him all game.
You know what? I'm taking half credit for that ACES kill.
I think you
killed
should.
1.5 people. No, I killed half a person in this game.
Yeah. Because the only reason he died is because you dealt damage to him too. I mean, you could have just killed Orion.
Could have. Should have.
Right? Or did you have enough to kill Orion? You had to be close.
I don't think so. I don't think it was
You did.
quite that much.
Altered Ego for 44. Are you copying Mistcutter, Edra? So it has haste?
No, because I had 25 red mana at the end of that turn. So I only did 25 damage.
Copy Zealous Conscript so you can steal the Sundial of the Infinite, attack, and then end your turn in response.
Oh, the plays, the pro plays. Yeah, there it is. He just wants to do all the damage. And Krufix is actually a creature. Look at him. He's a creature. He's a creature.
Oh, well, that's illegal.
Oh. Wow. You just want to draw cards, huh?
Draw a card. Oh my god, I can't see
card.
them all. I can't see them all.
Gotta use that
Now
scroll.
just
You can
attack.
see
Come on.
everything.
Stop the globetrotting. Just hit him in the face and kill him.
Alright.
Oh boy. Hilarious. Oh.
What?
He concedes.
The drawing was too much. I'll not stand for this insult.
Okay,
So
so
just so everyone knows, open into wonder is how I was killing Gray.
oh, that makes your creature.
I could make him
block, right?
unblockable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So since Orion won and he's going out, his deck was very much just Expel Tribal.
Lots of Hydras.
Lots of Hydras. And his spell that I really wanted to see him play was not Distorting Wake, it was Mass Manipulation.
Yeah.
Steal everybody's stuff. Yeah.
I mean, he was basically
I've never done.
doing it anyways.
He did that with the Rite of Replications and Zealous Conscripts. I guess he got there in a different way, but I really wanted him to just mass manip for like $1 billion.
I kind of figured it was that one since it was the only something like that.